Peace, y'all. Now, I need y'all to know something about me. I don't really plan nothing in advance. Like, sometimes I do, but, like, honestly, I get an impulse to do something, and then I do it. And if I don't do whatever it is, when I get the impulse to do it, when I get the inclination to do it, it's probably just not going to get done. So, and because I could plan something for a long time and this shit just don't happen. And, obviously now I know it's because I have ADHD, severe ADHD at that. And, I recently talked to a psychiatrist, a new psychiatrist, and she was able to pick up on it right away. When I say right away, like right away. It was almost to the extent with my therapist. Like, my therapist, when I brought it up, was automatically like, yeah, no, and that's fine. But, like, I didn't know that it was that obvious. Now it begs the question why it wasn't obvious to other people. But, I guess if you're not a mental health professional or someone who's neurodivergent as well, you just don't understand the signs. But it brings me to this topic, and now I don't have a giant following on here, obviously. Like, I post a video, and if 10 people watch this shit, I'm happy. You know what I mean? But because 10 people are interested in what I got to say, and it makes me think, and I've been thinking this for a while, and I've referenced this before. I think what makes any person interesting in any way, like, I'm ready to die on this hill. I think what makes any person interesting or unique is some kind of neurodivergence, and not necessarily fully being ADHD, fully being autistic, but even having similar traits or something to that extent. Even if it's extremely negative, like, someone that is a big fucking spider right there, Jesus Christ. But anyway, that's ADHD. Even if it's something negative, like being psychopathic, I think if your brain in general is not wired in the way that society deems to be conducive to being a productive working person, I think that's what makes you interesting. And I challenge you to think of any interesting person you know. May it be your favorite singer, rapper, actor, podcast person, anyone. I challenge you to tell me that they're not neurodivergent in some aspect. Anyone, any influential person, a civil rights leader like Malcolm X, MLK, all the way back to Jesus, or philosophers like Socrates. I look at all of them and I'm just like, this person is not a neurotypical individual. Not a single one. Nikola Tesla, obviously on the spectrum. Probably ADHD. Einstein, obviously on the spectrum. Like, people have written whole, essays, think pieces, articles about him having what was called back in the day Asperger's syndrome. And I've talked about this before, like, especially when it comes to spirituality. Read Jesus' story. That's an ADHD kid. That's a kid on the spectrum. It's so obvious. His parents lose him because he wandered off to go to the temple to discuss Torah with grown ass men. That's come on, man. Socrates, his whole persona was built around bothering people and being annoying and not knowing when to stop talking. Socrates had ADHD. It is so obvious when you look at it. And name your favorite celebrity, any single one of them. I challenge you. Like, who do people like? People like Robert Downey Jr. Robert Downey Jr. has ADHD. It's obvious. That's what's led to his, troubled past with, alcohol and drugs, that need for stimulation, that hyperactivity, impulsivity. Who's my favorite rapper? DMX, obvious ADHD, obvious, and for the same reasons I just said. And even people who you found interesting at any point in your life, just really think about it. Like kids you knew growing up who wanted to be celebrities. The kid you knew who wanted to be a rapper, the girl who wanted. They're not. There's some always going on up here that's different than the average person, the outliers. Listen, man. If you don't believe what I'm saying, I don't blame you. But I challenge you to prove me wrong. I challenge you. Like, I don't see any interesting person being completely neurotypical. I just don't see it. A person that always does things pre-planned, a person that always follows rules, a person that always gets things done on time and shows up on time, a person who just doesn't stand out. Like, I don't see how any, mind you, I don't even think neurotypical is completely a thing. I just think it's people who've been bullied into suppressing like their true unique natures, but that's a whole different other discussion. But I just don't see a neurotypical person. Like, how could you be interesting? How could you? You're neurotypical. Nothing about you's gonna stand out. Like, you don't got nothing. You're not depressed. You don't have nothing. Where's creativity? Where's uniqueness and individuality gonna come from if you're not neurodivergent? Where's it gonna come from? So, this is more of a rant than anything. Like, not that anything, I say is ever not a rant, but this is just a lot more ranty and rambly than usual, but it just popped into my mind, and of course, as a creature of impulse, I had to, spew it at y'all. But I really need y'all to tell me what y'all think, man, because ain't no way. I challenge you. Show me any person you find interesting, and when I say interesting, not just a person that like looks good or, come on, man. I challenge you. Tell me what you think, though. Comment on my shit, for real. And as always, like, subscribe, because I be talking about real shit here. I'm interesting, nigga. I'm an ADHD motherfucker. Like, I got a lot to say. So yeah, man, enjoy this beautiful day. It's beautiful in Boston today. 80 degrees in October. My mother calls it Indian summer. I don't know if that's politically correct, but fuck it. But yeah, y'all enjoy this beautiful day. And if it's not a beautiful day where you are, make it a beautiful day. Peace out.